Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we've got this program that can make a 1 gig file in about how many seconds has it been? It's been about a minute, you know. We've got 1 gig so far, which is a million lines, and then it will just keep going basically, and it shows no signs of stopping. So if you want to learn how to make this, stay tuned. So if I end this program, I'll show you what we have here that basically runs it. We have this little bit of code. So it's not very complicated. Asks for a couple variables. So this is just declaring variables and then showing what the user's actually entered. And then it says while z is less than y plus 1. So the while loops are very confusing. Like if you showed me this, I would not be able to distinguish myself between the others. So what we've got here is something quite complex. So you can see that this took about a minute, and we have 1.9 gigs. So 2 gig file basically. And what we're going to do is we are going to make a 100 gig file. Oh, I've got to run something using the idle, so we've got to do txt1.close. So if the program ever interrupts itself unexpectedly, you just type that in, enter, and then you can clear it without using IO bit unlocker. So what we're going to do is we've got the ideal input here for like a test. So let's get going, and we need a stopwatch as well. So we're going to get a stopwatch running on Chrome, and we're going to see how long it takes to complete a task. So we're going to make a 10. Let's actually make a how much do we have? Let's make a 50 gig file. That's fair enough. It will have. Okay, yeah, let's make a 150 gig file. So right now I have to look at this because I'm not very fluent in setting the actual parameters, but Z is the, oh, I wrote it down earlier. Z is the lines 1 aim. No, Z is the start at file. So the start at file has to be 0. So we're just going to put Y. General file name, when we're on to set M, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to type anything in. So the general file name will put test file. No, we'll put 50 GB test file. Enter. Our Z, the maximum files is going to be, depends what I can actually set it as. So we should be able to set 1. Because nothing does Z is Z plus 1 until the end. Okay, yeah, cool. Z is 1. Y is the file it starts at, so we'll have a lovely 0. Our X is going to be the lines to aim. So the lines to aim, and then we've got the lines 1 aim. So basically that's how many times it's going to say lines have been written. And then the other one is how often it says that. So with 1 million lines on spam mode is 1 million lines on spam mode is 1 gig. Just a million lines. 1 million lines, 1 GB, right? Or 1 million lines, 2 GB. So roughly we're going to put about 50 on, and then when it hits 50 gig, we're just going to stop it. So our ideal thing would be 50, and then put a million in. So we put 50 there, and we put 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait, let me check that. But we're not going to press enter. So first we have to go to our stopwatch, which we're going to get up in Chrome. We're going to go stopwatch. And now Google's given us this beautiful stopwatch that isn't very beautiful, but you get the idea. So it does the job basically. So we're not going to keep we're going to keep the console in one of the corners. So we're going to put this in that corner. We're going to keep console open here, and we are going to, the moment we press enter, it's going to start. Then we need this here so we can actually check the file size. So it is this entire folder, which is called fill up this folder, which is currently, as you can see, it is 2 kilobytes, which is literally the space that this magic thing takes up. So 2 kilobyte size and then 4 kilobytes on disk. So what we're going to do is we are going to press start at the same time. So there was a little delay. Oh, it says task completed successfully. Well, what we have to do is put Z a little higher. So we have to go Y 50 GB test file. Z is the one it starts at. I messed this up. Z is startup file and Y is max file. So 50 GB test. Let's find out what Z was. Z was 1. Okay. So what we're going to do is now we are going to debug this and find out why it did not work. So I think that we put 50 GB test file. We put 1 in, but no, we have to put 0 in, and then we put 1 in here. Where does it say Y is Y plus 1? It doesn't. Okay, that should work. And if we hit, because previously we were doing 0, 10, 10. So if we go there, 50, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If we hit bang, that should start identically in time. And now we have a 200 megabyte file. So we're just going to wait until see the stuff happening here. So it took a couple attempts. So now we've got 700 megs. For some reason this refresh button doesn't work. Does refresh here work? No, it doesn't. You have to actually go here and be like, oh, it's 1 gig now. Look at that. Look at that magic. Oh, 1.23. Magic. Look at that. So, as you can see, it is filling up quite quickly. So, we're on to 1 gig. And then I want to see if we can make one in CMD faster. So, a test file in CMD. So if we open this, it's too big for Notepad to open. And I don't want to really get into Notepad++. And I don't want to ruin this. So I'm not going to open it. So we are on 2 million, which should be roughly 2 gigs. 2.69 gigs. At at 3.8, I think, we should be getting a lines written 3000. Oh, that was early. That was really early. It was 3.4, which means roughly off to a good start, to be honest. We're gonna hit 55 gig at the end. 5 gig over, but who cares? So we're on 4 gigs now, just over. We need to make it how to get file size in Python. I'm hoping the stopwatch didn't stop. It better not have. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, it doesn't stop. Getting file size in Python, and then so our file should generally be inaccessible, but we can get it to say, oh, current size is etc. So we can do like, oh, show current size is Y, or press Y to show current size. You know, you can mess around with it. So we're on 6 gigs now, which coming up to 7 soon. So it's been apparent that we are just over 6 on there, and then 7 here. So they don't match. We're gonna have about 55, 60 gigs possibly. I think it's actually gonna be 58 gig, but we'll see. Yeah, it should be 58 gig. It should be plus 13% of 50, which is 58, I think. It should be 56.5 then, if that's true. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna wait. We've got an 8 gig file now. As you can see, the hard drive is actually, it's filling up pretty quickly, you know? Like, we're on 589, and then when I refresh it, it just goes up to... Well, since it's such a big drive, you can see how it's 589 gigs, and then the use space is 336. It goes 336, and then we got 8, and now it's a 9, and then we're going to get 337, so it's going to go up to 5973. Yeah, it takes a while, but what do you expect? It's writing a 50 gig file. If that rhymed, I'm going to kill myself. Please. 10 gigs. It's not improving. What is going on? Did I just crash it? I think I actually crashed it. That's interesting. I've never crashed one instance of File Explorer. Oh no, I didn't. Somehow I minimized it. What's the keyboard shortcut for minimize? There must be one. I mean, I know there is one. It's... Why is it only on 10.5? Oh. Well, I mean, it's on 11 and that's on 12, so I mean, it's going well. And I think we'll be able to hit it in about a couple minutes. Lied, not a couple. Not a couple at all. Mm, 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 mm. So we are currently on 15 and a bit gig, which is progressively filling up. We've got 15 here and 13 there, so you can see the values are going to start drifting apart quite a bit, but it should be if 1,000 lines is 1380, so it's going to be 50 times 1.380, which, okay, we're going to get that. That's how big our file's going to be. While it says lines written is 50 million, we're going to have 60 something thousand on, so that's great, isn't it? Obviously at school, the line written was on, it was going up by millions, but it was only writing one line at a time. This one's got a spam mode and inputable functions. I should put what the actual functions do and what they are, you know? Might help with the user accessibility part, but who cares? Because no one actually gives one. I'm hoping what I think happened didn't actually happen, but I may check. Nothing to do with the program or the system. Oh, by the way, check out my YouTube video downloader. It handles 60 vids at a time. It's amazing. I had to stop plugging myself. So what we've got now is we've got 20 GB, 21 GB and 18 thing. So, kind of drifting apart. We're going to hit this in about... Let's check how many minutes we're on. We're on 7 minutes. It's going to take about 15, maybe 20. And then we could get CMD to write one. So, make empty test files in CMD. Make dummy files in CMD. fsutil, yes. So we're going to make one which is exactly that amount of gigabytes. So there shouldn't be many problems with this. So what we're going to do, okay, yeah, we need admin, don't we? So I'll run it as admin. We need to navigate to our we're not on H, are we? Oh, we're on G. And then we need cd fill up this folder. Okay, so we're in our folder. And then for fsutil file create new file name size. So fsutil file create new test file 50 that.txt If you have to enter it in bytes, you are having a laugh. Oh, in bytes. What's 1e plus 9? You're actually having a laugh. I'm so annoyed by this. So, I'm gonna have to get it into like megabits, megabytes, and then. So theoretically, it should just be that 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then we just press enter. It's done. Ooh, they're battling it out. That was pretty much instant. Well done, CMD. CMD made 64 gig though. That's a fail, CMD. That's a big F. We need an F in chat. So what we know is that this one may be the fastest for creating junk files that don't need admin privileges, but if you do have admin privileges, just hop onto CMD and use fsutil. Or what does fsutil stand for? File system utility. I'm gonna stop saying fsutil and start saying file system utility. So you can use that instead of just using most software, but I guess if you don't have admin or you're in a school, college, library, wherever you are, you can just hop onto one of these things. They fill up all of the system drives. You can fill up C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, USB drives, CD drives, anything. Anything that supports text files. If you want to have a lot of files, then you just make this. Then you make this. This one should be 0 unless you've already used the program before. This one should be maximum. That's how many files you want as a maximum. So that's how many files it will stop making. That's how many files it will stop at. X is the amount of millions. So how many times it will say file written, basically. This is how many times it will say file written, and this is how many lines it will actually write every time it says file written, if that makes any sense. And basically, if you want to make a ton of files that are like 10 kilobytes or something, you just put that to like 2. So you put M to like 1 or 2. You put this one to like 1 or 2, and then you put this one to like 20k, and then it just shoots out with like a million files. I'll run it in a minute with like as many files as possible, and we'll see how many files we can make in a minute. And then I'll get like a 1 minute timer set up. We'll keep the stopwatch and the 1 minute timer next to each other so we actually know where we are. Haven't checked this in ages. Oh, it's 37, which is, it's not bad. We're getting there. We're getting there. So it's getting modified pretty much every second. It's just writing lines. So if we somehow found a way to open this, it would increase our cache to a lot. So what I'm going to do is, so we're going to open both the files and compare what's actually inside them. So for this fsutil, we are going to make a 2 megabyte file. Try to make a 2 megabyte file. Remove the gigabyte bit. 2 megabytes should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That should be megabytes. We hit that. Error, the file exists. What we do is we copy this. Bish, bash 2 MB. 2 MB is created, and it is 1.9 megabytes. So obviously we know that we have to add like 2,000 or something, but regardless, we can just sit here and wait for this one to make the 50 gig one, and then once we have so we've got 50 GB test file, and then we've got test file 69 GB, and then test file 2 MB, and then once this one fills up, so it's currently at 41 gigs. It's quite slow. It really is slow. We filled up 35 gigs in about 10 minutes, which is about the speed we're getting here. Not gonna lie, it's quite slow. That was with copy pasting the file that it made. So it made a 1 gig file in about 3 minutes, which is quite slow compared to this magical thing. So it's because of the hard drive speed being different and whatnot. Lines written is still 38 million. It's not going to stop till it hits 50 mil, so 12 million lines to write. 12 million times 6, so there's actually a lot more lines than it says there are, because it writes 6 lines every time it says 1 line written. So I didn't really want to implement it, but this is so boring. It's actually so mind-numbingly painful to just watch megabytes being formed and lines being written. It's honestly, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. Actually, I would. Actually, I would wish something worse upon them, to be honest with you. Because this isn't even that bad. You're just sitting watching like 50 gigs be made out of nothing, quite literally. So got to wait till that gets to 67, and then we'll just control C it. It'll stop. Or I'm assuming it'll probably come up with, oh, no, we're done. Have fun. So we've got 16, I've got 42 divided by 16, which is, I'm good at maths, so that is, we're doing 2.6 of these per minute, so it should take us that many minutes. So it will take roughly 3 more minutes, and we'll have 20 minutes on the clock for making a big file. So we just hit the 50 gig mark, nearly. Well, yep, we're there, nearly. I don't know which one to trust. It's that one or that one. I'm assuming it's this one, because this is how many gigabytes it is, and that's how many kilobytes it is. So we just hit 50.0 GB, 50.1 GB. Wow. Guys, well done. We did it. Not that I was expecting to hit anyway. And what else we have is that we have 45 million. So instead of doing crappy calculations, we can actually do this. Oh, I need to go on history. I forgot what I even calculated. That's how many more we need. We need 5 million more, which is 1.9 minutes left. So, not much. I've been talking the entire time. My throat hurts. Everything hurts. Extreme pain. I really don't care, but what can you do? What I like is how the cursor can never be on both screens at the same time. I find it annoying, but also kind of cool how they've messed up that badly. So like, look, I can have this, and that's on my left screen, but not on the right screen. And then I have that, and that's on the right screen, but not on the left screen. It's really weird. And they both had the same arrow as well. Because this OBS on this window, so it was trying to resize OBS, then it flipped over, and now it's trying to resize that. can drag like a window across. And if my cursor is dragging onto a window, the actual cursor spreads across the screen. So right now it's on both parts of the screen. And when I do this, so when I click, it's there. When I don't click, it's not there. And same with this side. This is literally me clicking, not moving the mouse at all. I'm getting sidetracked really badly. So we're on 49 million, and we should get roughly... That was a big overestimate. My original guess was, okay. So the task is done. We can control C out of here. Actually, we don't even need to control C. So we can't do anything because it's not closed, I think. If you can't undo delete these. Actually, you can. What? Oh yeah, but that's because it's a 2 kilobyte one. 2 GB one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it write a 2 megabyte one. So we're gonna just mess about with it. It shouldn't be that hard. Y, and then this one, general file name is 2 MB test file. Z is wait, this one better not be called 2 MB test file. Okay, yeah. Z is what it starts at, so we're gonna have Z0. Y is let's just write 10 because why not? X is how many times it's gonna say how many lines are written, so we'll do 10. Instead of million, we'll just do 1. Or we'll do 10. So we'll do 20, 1, 2, 3, 20,000. So it's gonna say it 10 times. Okay, there we go, done. So we got our lovely 2 megabyte test file. It is 2 megabytes, isn't it? It's 200 megabytes, man. We messed up really bad. So, So what we have to do is modify our actual program and then make it say like, so str, and then there, the error is fixed. So then we just have to run it again, and we can write in y. General file name is 2 MB test file. Z, this is where Z works. You just put 1 in, and it will start from 1 instead of overwriting 0, and then we'll put 10 here. X is 10, and this one should be 2 that. So it's made all the files. It's made a lot of files. Why does it say 2001? File 10 written successfully. I'm going to write test file 2001. I'm confused. It's because we turned on spam mode. So when it names the files, it's had some problems. I'm going to do this. We're going to press no for no spam. General file name is test file 2MB. Lol, Z is like 0. Y, just make it 2. X is, make it 1. M is, well, 2000. Just add 001 because it feels like it. Alright. Alright, mate. Not my problem. Just delete that one. And they're both different sizes. It's, not helpful. So this thing is not reliable at all. So if I made it again, probably wouldn't work. So what's inside these files is literally this. This is line number 1. This is line number 2. There's line number 3, line 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way down to 2000. Right, the bigger ones on spam mode are a little more interesting. I'll show you those, and then why general file name is that. I really don't care. Z has to be 0. This one should be like 5, and then this one should be like 1, and that one should be like 1,000. I don't care. It's written 5 files that all look the same. I don't care. It hasn't written 5 files. It's just written 1 file. This thing is so unreliable. So it does this instead, and it fills up more space, as you can see. That's why it's called spam. But yeah, it works. It works magic. 50 GB text file. We filled up our drive by a lot, and then when we delete this, fill up this folder thing. So this folder we've in that many minutes. That many. I don't care. I didn't stop the stopwatch. It was probably like 20. In that many minutes, we made that many gigabytes of junk files. Although we could have made more, we probably could have filled up the entire terabyte. But hey ho. I'm going to end the video because I really can't be bothered. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.